How's it going, everybody? Hellbound Johnny here, and once again we're going to be jumping into Space Engineers. So, last time things didn't go quite as well as we would have liked. It was a lot of grinding, a lot of boring. So I decided to do a bit of work off screen, or off stream, I guess I should say. So, a few things. We were we're looking for alternative sources of metal on account of the pirates moving into our mining field right down there. We did find some, and we started constructing. You can see it right down there, the Vulture gunboat. But we need ammo. So while looking around, I did come across, because we have the modular encounters on, it includes crashed ships, and I came across a crashed ship. It was a large block ship, 100% intact, and just stuffed. I mean, absolutely stuffed with goodies. It had like 8 sets of each of the tools, like 5 or 6 reactors, each with 250 uranium, a ton of raw materials. I almost felt bad taking it, but hey, space engineers giveth, and space engineers taketh away. So I'll get while the giving is good. But in the meantime, let's queue up a bunch of ammo. So we have, as you can see, we have been producing a good bit of ammo. Now, I don't know how this is going to do. This is the Vulture. As you can see, I ended up putting 4 Gatling guns, like center line. I put another pair down here, but they don't seem to be taking ammo. And honestly, I don't really want to grind it apart right now and try to fix it. And, I mean, 4's plenty, at least for now. Missile launchers. I've been gradually filling these guys up. Each one will take 40. Now I'm also using Whip's sequencer mod, or script, so that these missiles will fire out one at a time. It'll actually give me a pretty impressive rate of fire. Once this Vulture is fully operational. Oh yeah, I forgot, I'm out of ice right now because I put in a big hydrogen tank. And it's a little weird. The hydrogen tank, even though it's set to autofill, and if you put a bottle in it, it will fill. It won't pull the bottles. But, that'll all be fixed soon. Once we take our base, our mining areas back, we can have all the ice we want. In the meantime, is it really such a big deal to walk over here and do that? I think not. You get a missile! You get a missile! Every launcher gets a missile! Oh, 40. Exactly. Where are you, assembler? Actually, let's go tuck more ammo into this bad boy just to make sure it's got what it needs. No, inventory, that's what I want. Boom. So we got plenty. Now for some missiles. Now I'm gonna explain. We've had some good luck and some bad luck. There was a new update today, and it did seem to actually make the rotors behave a little better for my VTOL. However, testing in creative mode, it seems to have also borked my the aerodynamic mod. So whereas previously, what would happen with this, let me jump in the cockpit, you would, oh, you are not flying well. Oh, my dampeners are off, that's one thing. Since the update, I mean, it wasn't exactly a nimble craft to begin with, but she handles like a pig now. In fact, we're going to take a save before I try playing around with this, just because what we're dealing with right now is not so much mistakes I might be making, but whether or not the design of whether or not the game is behaving the way it's supposed to. And it flies very, very slow. I mean, it's just... In fact, why? It's going backwards now. I mean, obviously, it cannot climb. And now, even with the two big engines, it's just not really going anywhere. So what I'm debating is whether or not... See, alright, here we go. We're starting to get a little speed. Now I'm going to go ahead and give it a good run up. Giving her a good run up. Now we're going to go ahead. We've hit the button, but it won't swap over until we let off. And now, boom, we are theoretically flying. We hear, even though it had the update, the clang sounds are back. Alright, so now we're kicking into here. You know what? I put a camera on there, but... we're going to crash! Oh, they are lighting me up, aren't they? Our shields are gone. Boy, they are not joking around. Oh! See, and this is what I mean, the game is behaving oddly, because honestly, it flies about as well. Actually, I take it back. It's flying better. Okay, there we go. So lift is obviously working. It was continuing to have lift before. Is there any way for me to gimp this back home? Or barring that, can I just gimp it over there and shoot at things? Like, I'm okay with dying. I'm ready to die for the cause, man. I'm ready to die. But what I'm not ready to do necessarily is be bored. Here we go. Alright. Give it a little wiggle wiggle. Little wiggle wiggle and we get going. Wiggle wiggle wiggle. It's like it's Space Engineers on ice. And actually, while we're thinking about it, let's camera. Let's get that out there. Could have sworn I had that out there, but you know, my memory isn't always so good. Alright, so come on. Get scooting. Scoot, scoot. Skate, damn you! Skate for all you're worth! Oh, and we are getting shot at. And let's. Whoa, we're done. We are so done. Well, that didn't go well. But that's what you happen when you take a poorly designed ship that you already know is having problems and fly it into battle. But that's okay. We're going to... so we got 126 missiles, plus there's 40 here. So... yeah, we're gonna let some more go. Let's just do another 100. 100 missiles, please. Now, we also are going to need some of this. 200? Let's make it 3. Alright. Couple hundred missiles, couple hundred rockets. Actually, I need to grab some plates and things in order to... where are all the materials? Thought there was like a whole bunch of plates. Yeah, but there I go thinking again. It is clearly not my strong suit. What do you have in you? You got nothing. You got nothing, son. Look at all that uranium. Now, let's get lined up. Let's put a happy little landing here. Yeah. That's what you get, son. I saw my own shadow and was about to try and shoot it. Paranoia. Oh, you know what? That's something we really need to create. Productione. Let's see. Personal gear. Hydrogen bottles. Thank you. Now let's go ahead and make some good tools. Takes a long time to make good tools, apparently. Hydrogen bottles. Not the low hydrogen, the hydrogens. And gonna and make another little stalk here. And that does remind me to turn off the auto-rotate. Boy, wouldn't it be great if the game just remembered that you hate that setting with a burning passion? I'd be excited. It's like, hey, here's this thing that, you know, it's going to try and guess what you want to do, and it's never, ever going to get it right. Never once have I said, oh, wow, that auto-rotate was cool. I didn't have to do any extra steps whatsoever because of it. I have, however, had some more colorful things to say about it. And let's go a little bit further. So now we need a projector. Oh. Hey, front and top. Let's see, we're going to need a control panel. I like to put the control panel. I need steel plates. I like to put the control panel as far to the bottom as I possibly can, on account of sometimes the projector, it starts it off in a really weird position, and the projector will 100% block access to control panels and all that good stuff. So, yeah, try to get it out of the way if you can. Somewhere I have a reactor. Aha. Doesn't matter which way you face. Alright, let's go. Thank you, Barb. Alright. Eat your vegetables. Wom. Ah, yes, that's right. I like to put an antenna and a remote control on it. Doesn't really matter which way they face. But that way, as we discussed before, it makes it a little easier to shift things around from an outsider's view. Alright. We just want to change its name so it's a little easier to find. Small grid number 9573. 673, my mistake. Just it gets a little confusing after a bit. So build stock. The damn fingers wiggling in the corner of the screen there freaked me out. Thought something was creeping on me again. So I have to say, I'm shocked that the zombies do manage to actually scare me fairly often. So let's look at our blueprints. What do we have? Looking for something. A lot of these I downloaded for inspiration because they look cool. But incidentally, they also they don't work in Atmosphere. Hey, you know what? That's what we're gonna find. What is it? It's the Cottonmouth. These things, incidentally, were just, in my first EEM playthrough, were just chewing me up, just constantly. I mean, I was shooting them down, but it wasn't the damage they were doing to me that was the frustration. The frustration was by so many of them coming. I thought I heard a zombie. Which it does remind me, I have good tools now. And you know what? Let's go ahead and do a better rifle, just because. Just because we can. Let's go elite. Because of the crown, you know it's cool. Okay. Sorry, I just kind of zoned out there. I was like, waiting for it to tell me something, and it was... that message would never come. Alright. Character tools. Super awesome grinder. Check. Super awesome welder. Check. Super awesome drill. Check. The king of automatic rifles. Check. That's the other thing. Speaking of things I have a lot of now, I think I stuck all that stuff up here. Ammo. Personal ammo. I'm good. I am good. I could fight 2 world wars in a jihad and still have bullets left over. So, we're good. We are good. Wait, what? Okay, apparently I will need them. Thank you for dying when hit with bullets. I appreciate your cooperation. Ah, the sounds of America. Nothing says America like indiscriminately firing a fully automatic rifle into the air. So apparently that needed motors. Because the moment I dropped them in... Oh, Produzione! What are all these things? I have so many weapon mods, and I haven't used any of them. Perhaps I should, or at least learn how. Might help me since I'm about to attack a base, but... yeah. Tank up the tank. Oh, and for the moment, we actually want to switch Bob off. Bob will start building the moment that projection comes up. The moment there's a buildable block, Bob's on the task. Bob gets the job done, whether you want it done or not. So, blueprints. Cottonmouth. She's a biggin'. So this is what I meant about okay, build stock, take control. Now, normally we would line this up by jumping in, moving it this way, that way, all that good stuff, and then in between each adjustment you've got to pop back out and let's see, increase horizontal, decrease horizontal. Every adjustment you have to take stock again. What are you? Increase vertical, decrease vertical, and increase forward, decrease forward. This way, while sitting here and in remote control, we can just derp it around until we get where we want to be. I'm going to approach this from a different angle. I don't know if we'll be able to derp it into position. NPC ore processing plant. Now that's one interesting thing. Somebody told me that the mod is currently broken in that everybody shows up as aggressive even if they're not. So one of those bases could actually be some NPCs. Well, if it's red, it's dead. It was shooting at me the other day anyway, so I was afraid of that. Oops. So we have to find somewhere nice and flat. Because the whole deal is this is going to have to... it's going to have to integrate. So you know what we're going to do? We are going to once again change our positions. Which buttons? Nope, nope. Yes, 1 and 2. Aha! 1 square weldable block. That is perfect. So, the 1 block there will become a part of the stock. We can grind 1 block off the stock, and the ship will be free. And we have a lot of missiles. Build and repair system, do your thing. And we're building. I've got a penchant for VTOLs. I've always loved them. You know, of course, just from being a kid, you know, seeing it be able to take off and land and all that is great. And while this is a VTOL, it doesn't use aerodynamics nor any fancy rotating parts. But it's a good ship. You know, I played around with one before, and it gets the job done. And we're gonna queue up some plates just because I think we got a lot of bullets. What is that noise? I'm almost afraid to turn around. Well, that is bizarre. While that's building, let's take a look. In honor of you and your stream, Jono, I have named my ship the Gimpy Rhinoceros. Not that I think you're listening, but if you are, say hello to the Gimpy Rhino. In fact, since we're waiting for that to build, and that's going to be going for a second, for many of them, let's GPS loot ship. There we go. That's right, you're over here. Ah, and I'm about to suffocate with my helmet on. Because I am so smart. Now, I've been seeing a lot of people talk about things like putting air vents on cockpits to make sure you don't suffocate because of air tightness. I do have air tightness enabled. And I don't have a vent. But, as you can clearly see, she's doing all right. Coming in at a rather extreme pitch. Yeah, it seems like the aerodynamics mod is functioning. It just... Between yesterday and today... Yesterday the Vulture was flying pretty good. It just made a lot of clingy noises, and it was a little difficult to get the rotors to rotate like they were supposed to. But today it just flew like a pig, like a big smelly pig. How's our battery doing? Fully recharged in 7 minutes. Fully recharged in 45 seconds. I like that better. The power of turning off inertial dampeners. There we go. Hit the right button and things work a whole lot better. So as we see, I've mostly cleaned it out, but it was just lots and lots of stacks like that. You know, just vast amounts of resources. Clearly, this ship was intended to be like a colony starter ship. You know, it has a fair number of passengers. Hoo-yah! I hear you. Where are you? Oh, you creepy bastards. That's apropos, considering what I was just about to say. So there's zombies everywhere, right? Jesus, that. So there's zombies everywhere. And here's a ship filled with loot, untouched. Yet it is partially buried. And there's a whole refinery on here and everything. So I kind of drilled out part of it, but it's obvious, speaking from just a narrative point of view, how do you end up with a ship fully intact, loaded up to start a colony? Oh, that's the wrong direction. I need it that way. Loaded up to start a colony, but completely empty. Well, there's zombies everywhere, so clearly something bad happened, and what I'm going with is that these zombies, at least some of them, are what's left of the crew. Therefore, I'm not really stealing. That's what my lawyer told me to say. Now, another fun thing is if I wanted to, I could probably... Oh, what happened here? Last time I was here, this wasn't really like this. Like, it was still glassed in. Very strange. It was particularly odd because there was a glass window here, and as I was drilling things out, the dirt was immediately on the other side, and it looked really weird. So, I mean, in this instance, my memory is bad, but I have a very specific recollection of what was happening there. In fact, let's do this. And there's pistons on this thing. I wonder what the pistons do. DX and SX. Random block. Very well. But what I was coming in here for is, since this ship isn't going anywhere... Really, that's the only thruster listed? I see. Panello Solare. Okay. Well, I don't speak the language, but that is pretty clearly the thrusters. Propulsor. And backwards ion thruster. Let's turn it off as well. No reason to be sitting here burning up all of the reactor juice. Wait, if you're a reactor and you're green, and there's another reactor over there. Let's see, let's filter for energy producing devices. Yep, there's only one. I even took most of its uranium. But alright. Do we start grinding on it? That is a big old refinery. Oh yeah. More reactors. Ooh, and your big old gyroscope. Good times. And a wonderful time was had by all. Look at all them plates. Grid plates. I likes me some grid plates. I reckon they's good with some mustard on them. Alright, I think we have done enough for now. If our Cottonmouth isn't built, I think it's close. Do a barrel roll! I'm just flying away. Wait, there's another. Well, what are you? It's a Spurt what? Spurt Fortress Tower. That's a Spurt ore processing. Let's rectify that camera. And the Spurt mining site. Spurt is getting entirely too friendly. This land has been claimed, Spurt. Oh, that was frightening. It took it quite a while to... Wow, and that is not even most of the way done. But we made another trip to the loot ship. All right. Now, sort by storage only. And away we go, storing all the way. if you thought you needed plates. Nope. You was wrong. And you know, some people have said that this is cheating, but I really don't think it is. It doesn't do anything you couldn't do yourself. It doesn't eliminate any challenging element of gameplay. It does, however, eliminate some rather boring aspects of gameplay. Now, stock, this thing uses what I'm guessing is an earlier version of the the Whiplash sequencer script. But it's weird, it's operated off of a timer. So you kind of turn it on, like when you hit the button, it just starts spitting out missiles. I'm not such a big fan of that. Anyway, it does mean you can lay down missile barrage and gunfire at the same time. What is it we got in here? It looks like we got, what, 3 batteries. There is an oxygen generator in here. What else we got? I'll just be taking a nap over here in the corner. Something else we set up since we were having difficulty with the materials. Set up M-Master's Automatic LCDs 2 script. And I set it to only show me the ingot summary, because the ingots, unless you tell it otherwise, also includes the ore. So we're pretty short on nickel. I thought we had a lot of it, but we didn't really. Then again, I've also been out mining iron, so you're still going to be building for a while. Let's fill up our tanks and head off for adventure. By adventure, I mean tedious mining, but
it can be adventurous if you use your imagination.
And onward! Actually, not onward. GPS. Ah, yes, nickel and mech. Whoa, whoa, whoa! I'm on. That would have been an embarrassing way to lose a ship. Do a barrel roll, Fox. And what I'm doing with that those maneuvers there, where I kind of twist and turn, is number one, I'm putting my broadside into the wind to help slow me down. I'm also throwing the direction with more thrusters towards the wind. So magnesium is down there. We're just going to go ahead and turn on our poopers. Fire up the drills. And start wobbling it out. Wobble, wobble. And we're grinding. And as you can see, we're pooping. I wish there was more contextual options. So, when I'm in a ship, I want my crosshairs. When I'm on foot in first person, I want my crosshairs. When I'm on foot in third person, I don't. Unknown signal. So I had been trying to build a complete skeleton suit, but I've been looking at some of the suit mods, and some of them look pretty good. So I may just end up going with that instead. And drilling and drilling and drilling. So this is one of the frustrating parts of streaming, or at least solo streaming, is when you are completely by yourself and you are doing a task that I mean, there is no way to make this entertaining. Maybe I could read aloud The Great Gatsby as I mine. At least we're deep in that nickel. Oh yeah. Let me get up in your nickel vein, baby. 32,000 kilograms. And drilling away. The Gimpy Rhino can get actually quite heavy and still have enough juice to maneuver. I've added a pair of reactors to it. So hopefully, let's see how the batteries are doing. Yeah, fully depleted in 28 minutes. It's doing way better than it did previously. Huh. We've reconnected with the original hole that I came down and drilled this by hand. Just looking it over for damage, make sure that while I was down there digging around, I didn't mess something up by accident. Seems like our poopers are done pooping. And off we go into that wild blue yonder. Alright, why are you still crying about performance? Grids with unsafe values. Large grid 9869 with rotor and rotor 2. The values are unsafe. Could you be a little more specific? Unsafe values. Does that mean, like, you know, moral values? How do they look? They look fine to me. Oh crap, we're gonna crash, we're gonna crash, we're gonna crash! Well then. We obviously knocked something off of our ship. You know, that wasn't too bad. It looks like we lost one rear engine. One bottom rear engine. Well, that's quite livable. Oh, this thing is... She is heavy and unhappy. Refineries, furnace, do your stuff.
Well, that was eventful.
you're still being worked on. The timetable on this project is terrible. Wow, there's even nickel stuff in the cockpit. Sorry about all the yawning. I just, can't seem to, shake it off. Sorry, just checking to see if my partner has sent me any messages. What was I doing? I don't remember. Interior plates. Interior plate display. Just interior plates. Come on, finish it. Finish him! So that could be left unbound. But how is that designed? Okay, it's cargo. Oh, and they're reloadables. This is pleasing. For some reason, I was thinking they were the handles. Why am I still seeing smoke? Bob apparently has deemed that it is not worthy to finish repairing them. Whoa. Not worthy, or... have I run out of metal grids? It seems it could be. And what do you know? With metal grids, it goes to it. Motors. We're out of motors. I'm starting to see the value in TIM. Not even really for its inventory management, like, you know, placing things in one or another, But really, I'm starting to see it for just for its ability to keep up a certain quota. But I think until I'm pulling in a lot more resources, that's not going to matter a great deal. We're just going to let it go. Let it go. Let it go. And I tell you what, while that's grinding, we are going to take a brief intermission. Jesus! Did you see? I actually looked behind me. I actually turned around and looked behind me. This stupid, filthy zombie bastards actually caused me to turn around and look behind me. Where are you? Because you need to be punished for that. Where the hell are you? Here. I'm on the ground. Tasty zombie snack walking around on the ground. You dirty bastards. Alright, well, that's why I am parking my butt right up here on top of my refinery. Out of little... You know what, it might not have been you, but it was someone who looked like you. Where you going? Where you going? Was it worth it? Was it worth it? Alright, so... I just want to take a break. Stop. Leave it. Alright. As I was saying, I'm going to take a little intermission, and I'll be back in about 10 or 15 minutes or so. So, you guys sit tight. All right. And we're back. Now, let's see where that puts us with still building. Apparently, my navigation system feels I really need to know right now about some traffic. It's actually really pretty red on these engines. Much gloss. So pretty. So, are you missing anything, Bob? $220 interior plates, 99 small tubes. I believe I have all of that stuff queued. We'll let that go to town for a bit. Oh, wait. Ah, I lost 2 engines. Two engines. Let's go ahead and stick that on there. We don't need it right now, but that way, we make sure we don't forget. Alright, our batteries are not on recharge. Our thrusters are on, so we will disconnect. We will put this down right here. Nice and out of the way. I suppose I should put those under recharge, and let's just turn the thrusters off. Ah, but the new thrusters are not part of the group, are they? We don't play well with others, do we? Now the thrusters are off. And the reactors are good for 235 days. And we build. What are you? Another battery. Are we short power cells? What does Bob say? Just to be sure we can build up some power cells. And we'll build some small tubes, because even though Bob isn't telling us we need them, I know we need them. Said we only need like a couple of reactors, so let's just run off some of those. Some more steel tubes. Yeah, let's run off a few power cells. Alright. Back to Tube City. Alright. That really actually sounds kind of dirty. Alright. Just to be sure everything's gonna go alright. Add stuff a little bit of uranium into it. Uranium. Please tell me. I think I done goofed. I think I done goofed badly. And my partner's cat really wants to get into the room with her. I apologize for the yowling cat in the background. Bear with me just a moment. I'm going to see if I can go fix that right quick. Alright, joys of pet ownership. I love them to death, but on occasion, what they need causes them to be a little bit annoying. But, you know, if that's the worst you gotta deal with, life is still pretty good. Oh, there it is. It's right there in front of my face. I'm just... Oh, and I just realized I had set this reactor... It was nice and full. And I had set it to not stuff itself. But that was when... There we go. That was when we didn't have a lot of uranium. And we are green. Excelente. Now... Oh, we don't want 200. We do want 30. I don't hear any welding, yet the... Oh, that's the small reactor attached to the stalk. I see, said the blind man. Okay, Bob, what's your deal now? You claim there's no blocks to build, and that there's nothing missing. And you're claiming there's 2 gyroscopes left to build. Really not sure what to do about this. Blocks remaining. 0 armor blocks, 2 gyroscopes. Well, let's take a look. Motors we got. Grids we got. Displays, computers. What does it take to make a gyroscope? Large steel tubes, we ought to have plenty of those. Ought to have lots of construction equipment. Yep, we do. Alright. Like to give it a nice boot beforehand. Test, make sure engines are firing like they should. Yeah, I can see as it might need a couple more gyros. Yeah. Why are we getting welded now? Alright, let's let you fill up. Oh, there's a camera down there. That would have been useful. Alright, so let's take a look at a couple things. Alright, first of all, oh, this is terrible. Alright, now let's do that again. There we go, it didn't actually have spotlights on. That helps immensely. One pointing down would not go amiss. I may do something about that. Well, we got some batteries. Dem bats, though. Gyro 2 and 4. That means... That's right. It's missing a couple of gyros. Alright, so first of all... What are you? Groups. Batteries. Let's see. Recharge on and off. Why does it keep doing that? What are you... Alright, so at any rate, we need to figure out where we can cram a couple of gyros, preferably tucked out of the way. On account of this being an unshielded vessel. No energy shields. Let's stick them right there. You creepy bastards. You know what? I'm not even chasing your corpses. Y'all ain't even worth my time. Where did I stick the other one? Okay, right up in there. Behind the... under the engine. Behind the middle wall. Alright, fully recharged in 11 minutes. Why, pray tell, are the reloadable rocket launchers not loading with rockets? Ow. I need to check my inventory settings on this save. It just doesn't seem like I'm carrying very much. On. Use conveyor is on. I bet you I know why. I'm betting it can't pass rockets through the oxygen generator. Either way, there's something in here it can't pass rockets through. I'm betting. You need interior plates. Fantastic. Gonna stick this kind of far out here because, as we could tell by trying to fit that thing in there, I just think it'll be a little easier. Steel plates. Wow. I feel like that is overkill. There's not really a good option, is there? What do you know? Of course, I could just... like the side of that bad boy. Mmm, delicious. I ought to be able to see for landing now. Let's take that off. Recharge. Disconnecto. Make sure we clear everything. We are, what? A little more maneuverable. This is weird. I think I'm gonna end up sticking more gyros on this thing. That is just... oh, there we go. That wasn't a good sign. Everything okay? Everything okay. You know what, let's take a control panel here. Let's see why this thing is complaining. Yes, I know, ADD. But rotors. Well, what are the unsafe settings? You know what, let's Google. We'll Google together. Space engineers. Unsafe settings. Rotor. Error. Apparently, it just doesn't help. That hasn't happened to anyone else ever before. So, you know what? If you ignore it, it doesn't exist. If I can't see you, you can't see me. Alright. Oh, that was the wrong button. Alright, so that would be my roommate yelling at the cats. I'll try to squeeze in here under the solar panels. Now I'm trying to remember. Where was... So the camera. Alright, I need... Alright, so when I'm looking through the camera, the connector is just over my head. Why are you... Why? And boom. Inventory. Rockets. And they're still not. They are still not. Hi, cats. Hello. Our cats would like to make their presence known. Okay, let's try this. What is going on here? Amongst other things, that's all red. Well, that's interesting. Oh, that's what was sparking. That's all red because there's supposed to be a goddamn gun there that I sort of knocked off. Okay. Okay. Gatling gun. And we have gone green. Not to be confused with gangrene. Apparently my inventory is rather full. Bob should collect all of that. Well, that's bizarre. Shift P. There we go. All right. I may put one of these together in creative mode so I can tear it apart and figure out why it has decided not to do what it's supposed to do. But in the much shorter term, as day breaks, I can't help but feel like if this isn't taking advantage of the fact that it's reloadable, I'd be better off sticking regular missiles in there. Alright. Lots of missiles. I'm carrying extra tools in. Still feels like maybe I'm not getting all the inventory I should. I'm betting if I tear this thing apart, what I'll find is they have stuck the connector here and hooked it up via small ports. Alright, let's tear that apart. Let's look. What could we do to fix this? So we can already see there's at least one battery in the way. There is a medium cargo container. No, we don't need all of this. That's gone now. What are you? A small cargo container, are you? We don't really need that either. We don't need this much cargo. What we need is... we don't need this. In fact, you're going to be a problem too. So what we need is we need a junction here. Four-way junction. all of this madness? What I meant to happen. I just can't help but feel like this was... You know, the funny thing is when you see something designed like this, you can assume when they were doing it, they had thoughts about, you know, oh, I'm going to do it like this for these reasons. I don't know what the reasons were. I can't really sort that out. I also can't really sort out why it's got a giant oxygen generator here. I can't help but feel like without the giant oxygen generator, it would run better. You know what? I bet it's so that it can be used on, say, alien planets. Cram some ice in there, let it oxygenate the cockpit. This up a great deal more. Yeah, just to be sure, we're gonna put a Shift B. I'll put one of those there. If we wanted to, we could what are you? You're the cockpit, aren't you? You're probably not piped in the front, are you? You know, we could put a bob on here. A bob and a projector to try to keep her alive. But that means we are missing a couple of... What to do, what to do. Let's just look at this. Well, this is going to be problematic anyway, because how are we going to get the connector on there? Okay. You know what? We're running well over. I was planning on stopping about 6:30. It is almost 7. So I am going to go ahead and call it. All right. Well, it's been fun. It's been real. It has been real fun. I am going to do a little bit of work off stream and figure out if there is some other way we can plumb this so that it makes sense. I'd hate to grind the whole thing down and start again, but that is also an option. That way at least we could get something. Ooh. Ooh. If I grind out that oxygen generator, I have room to put shields. Yeah. Either way, I will see if I can figure out the plumbing situation, the shield situation, and see what we can figure out. If not, you know, I'm just going to stick a bunch of the regular manual loaded rocket launchers in there, since that's what I'm going to have to do with it right now anyway. So I'll see you next time. Again, don't forget to like and subscribe. You can find me on YouTube. Hellbound Johnny is my name. Find me on Facebook at facebook.com/hellboundjohnny and Twitter at twitter.com/hellboundjohnny. Stay up to date on what I've got going on. As I get my feet under me, we're going to start seeing better and better content, better and better stuff. Just wait and see.